welcome back to Chicago. We got beautiful sunshine, turning out to be an okay day. What do we got here? We got, let me get the camera straight here a little bit. Let me switch hands here a second here. We got upper 50s, maybe we might get to 60 degrees. There we go, I got the camera straighter there. There's the Aon building. We were talking about that this morning on TikTok on the way in there. That used to be the Standard Oil building, and yeah, they had to replace all the marble there, and that cost more than building the original building. I guess they did that in the so then every time I pan up here, look how out of whack that gets. There, we'll get it back going straight here. Filming landscape's nice, but it's like I always get the camera out of whack here. But anyway, welcome to Chicago. Hey, how's it going, Mary Therese, or Mary Tress? Joe Ellen, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're over here on they called it Stetson. I misspoke when I was down there the other day. We walked through the lower levels on that rainy day, and I called this Stockton. I always get Stockton confused with Stetson. It's an easy alliteration mistake, you know me and my mispronunciations. But look, we got a nice view to the John Hancock. We're kind of a block east of Michigan Avenue. I'm starting my live east there. Mary Tress, Mary Tress, thank you. Mary Treese, like Mary Therese. Yeah, I want to say Mary Therese, but I want to make sure I say it right. So Mary Treese, thank you. Yeah. Amber, good morning from Phoenix. Thanks for helping me out with the pronunciation. You know me, I need all the help I can get. But yeah, see, we're behind the they call that the Michigan Plaza. It used to be the Illinois Center. That's looking north towards the John Hancock. We'll head east here towards Lakeshore East. We got the Hyatt hotels to the left. We'll head straight underneath the St. Regis there. Like the Saint, Mary Therese. Okay, good. That's why I wanted to make sure I was saying it right. Mary Therese, thank you. That's great. What a beautiful name. Thanks, Sandra. Thanks for tuning in. Hello. How's everybody doing? Thanks for... Yeah, thanks, Lindy. I enjoy doing the YouTube too, because look, I get to talk. We get to have better conversations. It's less of a audience. Sometimes bigger is not always better. It's with the crowds. And yeah, the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago. I see that the way I roll. Yeah, unfortunately on the walk to work here, right when I ended my live, I saw the fire department and the ambulance was there, and they were giving some medical aid to somebody that looked like a situation there. People are living underneath the lower Michigan. I'm not for sure. I didn't know the whole situation, and I don't want to prejudge the whole thing, but at least they were helping the gentleman out, and hopefully everything's okay. Here's the Aqua. See, doesn't it look like water? Jeannie Gang's design there. We're at Columbus and South Water. See how Columbus is really wide, and it's because we're on the upper level of Columbus. And Columbus, of course, if you take it through Grant Park, which is south of us there, you go right underneath us. You go on the middle level, and then there's even a level underneath there. But see, that's looking north to the NBC Tower. We filmed this before many times. This is a real working Chicago Fire Department here. This is engine 13, truck number 6, battalion number 1. They got the scuba team. They got the fireboat. Oh, excuse me, am I in the way? Excuse me, thank you. Yeah, they got the memorial here to Walter Watroba, died in the line of duty, 1976, and they got this nice statues, you know, the fallen there, the fire department. Thanks to all the firefighters in Chicago, and you know, in other cities too, not just this city, you know. November 22nd, that's what this is. But yeah, there's a nice Chicago Fire Department. They got an area they can grill on the side here. Sometimes we see them grilling out. Hello, how's it going, Sled Racer's wife? Yeah, Lindsay. Annette, hello. The way I roll. Yeah, see right there. That's awesome. Cooking some burgers. That's great. That's awesome. That's great. I did not plan that. That is amazing. He was grilling out some lunch right there. They're making burgers. That's the way it smells good too. And see, we're right underneath the Aqua. Look at that view. That's a unique view to the Aqua building here in Chicago, Lakeshore East. Be creative. How's it going? Angel, thanks for tuning in. See, everybody's coming back in. Yeah, this is nice. That's what we were talking about before. YouTube is better. It's a smaller, more intimate audience. We can actually have good conversations. And I appreciate you for following me on YouTube. I think it's a better resolution too. You can throw it up on your flat screen or watch on your phone. Yeah, so I'll continue. That's the general plan. You know, yes, I still do TikTok in the morning and evenings. If I do like a late night walk, people like to tune in on TikTok, but we'll do these lunchtime things since I'm down here, especially on weekdays when I'm working in the office. And it's less stressful for me. I can give my moderators a break. People like Chris can tune in if he wants to and just be a passive audience member. And I appreciate all my moderators on TikTok because that's where the trolls are. But I think it's getting better. I don't know, maybe it's just my moderators are getting better. They know my style, and my moderators help me out so much because, you know, I can get thrown off by the mind games that go on. But look at this view. See, they got this pedestrian passage that goes right behind the St. Regis. That's 1,100 feet tall there on the left, straight up. And then we got the housing. Look at those balconies. And then this is the Gems World Academy. The open house that was this weekend, the architectural open house, I guess you could tour this. I missed it, you know, all the great places but we'll. Michael Anderson, thanks for waving. That's good. Yeah, so we got no dogs allowed. They got this pea gravel. The dogs would love to go in there, I'm sure. People do walk their dogs, but you have to take them down to the park. And they got the dog parks down there in the Lakeshore East Park, and the one at the end, it's like the concrete bone there. But look at that. Look at that sky. Look at, oh, yeah, I got a little extra. I'm walking. You tried to help me out. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I got to watch where I'm walking. I know. I see, like I went sideways there. I went sideways because I wasn't watching where I was walking. The person behind me tried to help me out because I walked right into that bollard, and it almost got me right in the. She was trying to help me out. That's why don't film and walk when you're looking straight up. It's very, like I could walk right off this cliff here, you know. Whoops. Yeah, we'll put that in the bloopers. As Billings are trying to stop us from seeing you. Yeah, I know. It's a trick the gods played on me, isn't it nice? Yeah. Here, let's get the camera straight here. It's a constant battle with me trying to get the camera straight. It's easier in the vertical aspect. That's the only problem with the horizontal. Tara, thanks for tuning in. How you doing there? Let's see. Yeah, we're over here in Lakeshore East. And you just missed. I walked into a bollard. It almost got me. But here we're almost underneath the Guinea Gang here, the St. Regis. And you know, we can walk right underneath here. We've done this before, where you can see the. See, I gotta watch this traffic even goes through here. There's all kinds of things going on. You can walk right underneath the bottom here. We're on the third level. We're on the top level of Wacker Drive. This is where the top level of Wacker Drive actually ends, underneath the St. Regis. And the hotel is right here to the right. There, St. Regis, Chicago. Here's the bottom of the actual hotel. There's the doorman, and people are going around into the roundabout. He's taking pictures. There you can see back to the Trump and the Wrigley building and the Sheridan and Streeterville. And they got these trees, which is amazing. They got these trees on top of here. Look, you can see over the Navy Pier. Remember we went there last night? Yeah, it happens. It's easy to do. I was filming. That's why I don't walk and look straight up when you're filming, because you gotta stay stationary. It's amazing how much cars invade everybody's space. There's always a car, no matter where you look. You know, look at the river. So there's the bridge, the double deck bridge over DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Here we got some tour boats heading in. See Navy Pier behind there. Hey, C, good morning. How you doing? Yeah, thanks for tuning in. River's looking nice in the sun. Look at that. Yeah, get a nice view all around. Look how we can look straight up. I think they call that McClurg Court, and there's that water jet that's been broken. We talked to Darren Monroe about that. Hopefully they'll get it fixed. There's the Fort Dearborn, and a bee's trying to get into my hat here. So let's walk. We'll go back to the. You might see the bee. The bee's trying to get on the camera. The bee was flying around my phone. But look, we're looking straight up underneath the St. Regis. And again, it's just a steady stream of cars circling around here, and they don't even like drive. I think they come to the end and realize they can't connect to Lakeshore Drive, and they circle around. But plenty of Range Rovers. There's the St. Regis. Maybe I'll try to sneak inside there, but there's a guy in a suit with security. He'll head me off at the pass. Usually the hotels are pretty nice about at least letting me film in the lobbies, but I don't know. But it's such a beautiful day, the sunshine. Let's stay outside in the sunshine. I'm going to head around. We might go down in the Lakeshore East Park and then head into Millennium Park. That's generally what I put in the title there. But yeah, you like jazz? That's nice, Lindsay. Who put that bollard there? Do you like these lights? Look at these nice, simple LED street lights. Man, they got a lot of them. Look, they're only like 15 feet apart. There's another one right there. So they got these little ones, and then they got that one. Plenty of lighting. But can you believe that, you know, when I moved to Chicago 25 years ago, none of this was here. None of this. You could look straight from those black buildings, which is the back of the Swiss Hotel was the last thing that was here. And this was all empty. This was a 3-hole golf course with a driving range here, but they were all by themselves, and they infilled all this. This was all planned. There were several plans over the decades to build this out, and it finally happened in the 2000s. And see, there's still a spot here. There's still a spot on the corner for another tower. And see, I don't know what they're gonna. There you can clearly see. Look how high. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. We're 5 levels above. That's the actual ground where that car's driving down there. We'll go down there, and you see how clearly here you can see how the parking is underneath. We're this is not the ground. We're walking on top of several levels of parking, even though it looks like a street, and there's trees and landscaping and everything up here, but it's all supported by the structure. And if you go out there, you can see the river. If we cross over here, we can see to Lakeshore Drive. See, they call this Waterside Harbor. We've been here before, and there's all the drop-off areas and just the density of housing. And this is all expensive. I know it's not attainable for the average person, you know. And I'm glad someone can afford to live here. I mean, you know, you can get an apartment here, I guess, for $2,000 a month, maybe $1,500 for a studio. I've seen real estate agents heavily advertise for apartments in this area, Lakeshore East. But there's a great view to Navy Pier. Look at that. You can see the whole Navy Pier, the whole Lake Point Tower, Lake Michigan. And then eventually there's planned to be a tower right here. So maybe someday I'll show you there's going to be a tall tower here in the corner. And they left that to last because, you know, they could sell it for a higher price, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. There it goes. You get the Tide cleaners. There's your Tide P&G Procter & God advertisement for today. But nice landscaping. You got bike racks. Look how you can see all the way back to the Pittsfield building. That's how far east we are. Stanley Steamer, Amazon, typical trucks. But look at that view to the Aon. See, we were talking about that. Yeah, that used to be the Standard Oil building. They had to reclad that entire thing because the original white marble was buckling back in the 70s and 80s. And according to the person we were talking to this morning, it killed some people falling on the street. Imagine that. You're walking by a street and a big piece of heavy white marble falls hundreds of feet and hits you on the head. That's horrible. Every once in a while, panes of glass, ice falls from the building. It's always dangerous when we get a lot of ice and icicles melt, and certain buildings like the Smurfit Stone building are notoriously bad. That diamond shape, you know, the ice, just like the ice on your windshield in the car, it can accumulate and melt when the sun hits that glass and just slides off, and like a waterfall, and all this big ice comes. And all they do is they put up little cones at the bottom. They say, be careful. Walk by this building at your own risk. See positive, negatives, everything. That's it. That's how they do it. You know how real estate works. You know, it's like you want to be the last house on the block or the first house, you know, and in the subdivision. So this elevator is closed, but you can see the nice view we got here. We'll walk down these steps, and yeah, they still got the fountains on. So let's check out the fountains here. We got 12:20 in the PM. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Lakeshore East. Isn't this nice view? Look at this nice view we got here. And here, let's go down the stairs. Let's go down to these fountains. Walk by. Actually, I'm not going to walk by the dog park. We've been by it many times. We'll walk right up into Millennium Park and walk across the pedestrian bridge with the nice view since the sun's shining. Someone this morning was asking me to walk by the bean, and I doubt they're tuning into YouTube. But if you are, I really appreciate it. And here's the pigeons. Look at the pigeons hanging out here on their perch. Look at that view they got. Look at this nice landscaping. The mums are looking nice. But hey, we're still finding nice Halloween exhibits. People decorate so well. We found a few good new ones last night. Made it worth it. Biking up by the Keith Haring statue up there in Lakeview. And yeah, the diamond building's dangerous. I agree. It's you can easily avoid it. Yeah, when the ice and the snow melts, it's dangerous. And they put up little cones and these little yellow caution men and stuff, and it's like. But here, look, the fountains are looking nice. The fountains are still on. Look, the trees are just starting to turn yellow. We still got all the fall colors ahead of us. Look at those mums out there. Look at the mums in the grass. Look how nice they landscape all this. And we got the fountains. This nice passive stroll. Lakeshore East, Chicago, Illinois. And there's a nice playground. Again, they redid that entire place. You can let the dogs run around in there. It's all fenced off. The equipment, you know. See, like children's play lot. There's no dogs, but there's a dog in there. So, oh, your son's homesick. Oh, it's blown his mind. Well, that's good. Well, yeah. Hopefully your son feels better. I wish your son a quick recovery. And yeah, you know, in the meantime, you can check out some scenes of the city there. There's the Jim's World Academy. We got this nice playground. roof decks, and look at the 1,100-foot tall residential St. Regis Tower. It's a hotel at the bottom, and then they got condos with wonderful views at the top. We'll head up these stairs. We'll go right by the climbing wall, and then we'll go in, you know, we'll go through Millennium Park here and show some skyline views of Chicago. Yeah, Chicago has great museums. It's a great place for families. If you go check out the Art Institute, natural history, they got all kinds of Egyptian and aquarium. You got a beautiful aquarium there right by the lake, the Adler Planetarium. And if you go to the south side, the huge Museum of Science and Industry, and there's the DuSable Museum of African American History. It's down there in Washington Park, another great museum near the Museum of Science and Industry. And then of course on the north side we got the Lincoln Park Zoo and the History Museum, Peggy Notabart Nature Museum. And on the west side we got the Conservatory in Garfield Park, a beautiful, huge, historic greenhouse designed by Jens Jensen, a famous landscape architect. And in the wintertime, it's a great place to, they got turtles and waterfalls and tropical plants, and it's my way to take a vacation. You should pay $10 and walk around that. City Walking Girl has a great YouTube live walking around there. Yeah, pop their mom. That's good. Well, thanks for nursing it back to health there, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Burst of cool weather. Yeah. Yeah, the leaves will start changing here pretty quick. It's usually November 1st. November 1st, I remember clearly several years, recent years, we get to November 1st and I would be like, I can't believe the trees are still mainly green. And then that first week of November, it'll change really quick, and we're already seeing signs of the trees starting to change. Look at this great view we have to the Sears Tower. There's the tallest building of Chicago, the Willis Tower, the Sears Tower. Historically, it's called the Sears Tower. It's renamed the Sears Willis Tower. People correct me all the time, but you know me, I call it the Sears Tower. And look how we can see the whole loop skyline there. And then you see the elevator goes down into, there's parking garages. Underneath all this, there's parking garages. We're on Randolph here. And I should have went the other way here. I thought this path connected, but it just goes to the elevator. You see how you can go down the stairs here. They call this Maggie Daley Park. Maggie Daley was the wife of Richard M. Daley, the second Daley mayor of Chicago, the son. And she unfortunately passed away due to cancer several years ago, so they commemorate it. She was part of the vision for this park, the Cancer Survivors Park. There's a giant playground over there and the ice skating ribbon, which is well used in the wintertime. In the summertime, they have climbing walls, and you can do scooter inline skating, but I don't see too many people using it. But look at this beautiful, it's almost 60 degrees. Look at this picture perfect weather we got. Thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody's having a good one wherever you're at there. Yeah. Oh yeah, this skyline. I mean, you know, I know people love to bash Chicago, and I know we have a lot of problems, but I'm like, why would you want to throw all this infrastructure away? All this human capital that built this up over time, and people are like, well, the city went to hell. It's horribly mismanaged. We could save it. Don't give up on us. You know, we're part of America. You know, I know we got our problems. All cities have problems. People said the same thing in New York in the 70s. They said, drop dead New York. Remember that famous newspaper article when New York City was bankrupt in the 70s, and people thought New York was gone. They thought it was Detroit times 10, you know. And look at New York City now. It's still the center of the world finance, Wall Street. It's still the center of our media and culture. You know, LA is a significant part of it too, but, you know, so much of our country is driven by our cities. And I know part of our country, understandably, it's always goes back to the Jeffersonian Hamilton divide, back to the founding of our nation. Do we want to be an agrarian planter society, or do we want to be a urban financial center of the world? And Hamilton, of course, sided with New York and the cities, and look what it developed into. But I know cities are also the centers of corruption and vice and strange, controversial lifestyles. The rest of the country, God's country, you know. And I grew up in God's country. I grew up in the heartland of Indiana, farm fields. I know the dichotomy well, because I was raised in a conservative religious background. Cities were the centers of evil. You know, stay away from the big bad city because it'll corrupt you. I get it, you know. Look at this climbing wall. Look at this. But this is, you know, just think, maybe a month and a half from now, this will be an ice skating ribbon and people will be ice skating on it, you know. And so we'll enjoy the 60-degree day. Yeah, different strokes for different folks. It's good to have options. I'm not trying to force some people to. That's why I tell people, you know, I'm not trying to convince anybody to even visit this city. You can visit it virtually. That's what we all do. You know, same with New York. You know, if you don't feel comfortable going there, you don't have to go there. But appreciate that, you know, it exists. You know, it's just amazing, you know. And I appreciate the countryside. I appreciate going to national parks and the rural countryside, taking bike rides with my father through the rural countryside of Indiana when I go visit him. He loves the country. The city makes him very anxious. He grew up a farm boy. I grew up a farm boy, but it's hard to be a farmer now. You got to be an industrial farmer. You got to run it like an agribusiness. Yeah, thanks AC, thanks Lisa. Yeah, look at me now. I live in the city. I don't even have a car. I know it's such a foreign lifestyle, because I know when you live in most other areas of the world and country, you have to have a car. It's a necessity just to go to the grocery store, or, you know, go to Walgreens. You know, you can't. Many areas of the United States, there's not even sidewalks. It's not even possible because it's like miles away. You know, and but, you know, people did it. How did people do it 150 years ago? You get on the horse. It just took a lot longer to do everything. We don't have the attention span for that. Not me either. But, hey, they got some picnic tables over there. Yeah, the way I roll is born and raised in the city. That's great. Yeah, we like the city. No, that's the great thing about Chicago. There's a few places like New York, Chicago. If you live in the city, there's enough transit. And if you orient your life, I know people that live right downtown. They got cars because, you know, if you can afford a car, it's nice to have one, but it's just another expense. You know, you got to have a place to store it. You know, there are a lot of, you know, places like Mariano's will validate your parking. You know, people do drive to the grocery store and load up the SUV, even though they live a few blocks away. Sometimes it's hard to do your, you know, I get one of those. I'm like an old person with the, you got those push grocery carts. You know, wheel it down the street. That helps out. Stuff like that. They collapse just like a stroller. There, look. So yeah, we're Millennium Park. We'll walk across the BP bridge. They say it's temporary closed, but I see people walking across it, so I think they moved that to the side. So well, look, we'll get spectacular views of the skyline as we head in here. Yeah, owning a car is very expensive, especially in the city, and especially now. Used cars and new cars, and think about the labor strike is not going to help out either. And insurance, tags, licensing, parking. You know, it's just, hey, that's a nice, yeah, look at that view he's got there. Let's run across here, don't mess up the photo. What a beautiful day. Look at the clear skies. People are enjoying themselves. I almost feel too warm in the jacket now. Oh, Sydney, Australia. I would love to go to Sydney. Sydney's a great city of the world there. Got nice transit, the bridge. It's not just the opera house. It's a city of neighborhoods, a nice, dense, urban downtown skyline. And you go out to the bay there. And, yeah, and of course, you got Brisbane, Melbourne, up to the Gold Coast, north. Beautiful beaches. Australia is great, but Sydney's awesome, yeah. And that's why, you know, I do enjoy, when I do those early morning walks on my way to work, it's like 11, 12 o'clock at night in Australia. So I do have several people that tune in from Australia. I'm trying to tap into Japan, but Japan's hard. And there are some people live stream from Japan in English, which is amazing. I've been to Japan 3 times and it's awesome. And maybe Taiwan and Philippines, people can tune in late at night, because when I film in the evenings, it's too early in the morning, you know, the time zone difference. There, look at that. Lisa. Yeah. Yeah, Chicago's a little bit more relaxed, you know. Yeah, New York's truly the city that never sleeps, and New York Minute, and everybody's in a rush because you just get used to that way. You know, my father notices that when he comes to Chicago. I'm always rushing to get across the light, rushing to catch the train or the bus, because you don't want to wait for the next one, you know. And then that mentality, somebody asks you for direction on the street, you don't have time for that because you get annoyed by it, you know. But Chicagoans pretty laid back. I'm not saying New York people are arrogant. I'm just saying it can sense that you're not from the area really quickly. Even people from Chicago, they can tell you're not from New York because, you know, it's just, it's an intuitive feeling, you know, of just living in the city, that city, you know. And I'm sure London and other major, Hong Kong. I have friends that live in Hong Kong, and it's just you go out in the street, they're the ones that are like, they tune in Chicago, they're like, where's everybody at? Because there's nobody on the sidewalks. You go to Hong Kong, it's mobs of people all the time, every day. Everywhere you go, there's a line to get in everything. You know, it's just so many people crammed into that one little place. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Kyoto. I would love to see some live streams of Kyoto. Kyoto's the traditional capital of Japan before Edo, Tokyo. But yeah, it wasn't as destroyed as much by the war. Or I think it was spared by being destroyed. And so there's Shinto shrines and beautiful architecture, traditional Japanese architecture all throughout Kyoto. So yeah, I would love to see some live streaming from Kyoto. Thanks for the tip there. I'll check out Karumo. But here's the Frank Gehry band show. We got 1236. Hey, 35 people watching. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we got to play the game. I don't even know how it works with YouTube. YouTube's such a different animal than TikTok. You know, TikTok, you know, people can buy the virtual gifts, and then, you know, you can the likes, the like thing. I think Instagram had some version of likes too, where you see like the likes, but you know, I guess what YouTube only has the thumbs up, which, you know, I don't know how that tabulates. You know, it's just, there's just not many people not as many people live streaming from YouTube. Major Hustler complains about that too. Major Hustler Tim from Seattle, he told me that he went on YouTube, and he can go on TikTok and get like 500, 700, 800 people consistently watching him for hours. But if he goes on YouTube, he goes, only 1 or 2 people watch. He has nobody that watches him on TikTok will watch him on YouTube. Isn't that amazing? But he can get 800 people to watch him on TikTok, and none of those people will watch him on YouTube. Why is that? You know, and here we are at the Lurie Gardens. Am I streaming okay? Yeah, we're streaming in the Laurie Garden. Sometimes it's hard to stream anyway. How's it going? And look at the beautiful skyline. Yeah, view counts and thumbs up help the algorithm. Well, thanks. Yeah, you know, so play the game. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, like. I appreciate it if you like it. I'm not forcing anybody to. Here's the look at the view to the modern wing. Yeah, you know, you got the international tourists. Yeah, we get our share of international tourists. I'm amazed at people. You know, we're the other city. You know, usually people, if they do come to the United States, you go to New York, Washington, D.C. And then if you go to California, they go to Hollywood or San Francisco, which is beautiful. It's hard to make a stop in Chicago unless, you know, you purposely fly into O'Hare. There's a lot of international flights that go into O'Hare, which just helps out. But J-Cat, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we got 2 Lisas. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Yeah, there's people lounging on the grass. There's a tour. Here's my counterpart right here. Yeah.
Those children never seen by their mother again, and tour found.
Yeah, there's a nice tour. People touring with the live tour guide. So if I have to, if I lose my day job, I can always go to doing that. People are like, you should be a tour guide. I'm like, yeah, but you know, I enjoy just doing it like this. I'm like, just watch the live stream. You know, you can watch it from the comfort of your home. It bends time and space, and then we can do the recordings, and you can watch it later at your convenience. If you miss it, you know, that's the good thing about this. Hey, we are losing the bandwidth a little bit. Isn't it amazing that? Yeah, that's it. International students come over and visit. So many international students go to the University of Chicago. I'm leaving out some colleges. I don't mean to leave anybody out, including Roosevelt and Columbia, the Art Institute of Chicago. Here's the bean. So it looks like they got most of it. Can we get over the fence here? Let's see. Well, let me get a little further down here. People are filming. They moved some of there's the jazz outpost. They moved some of the vendors closer here, but here we'll peer over the fence here. Well, yeah, here's a good spot here. I think I can get over the fence here. Look at that. The beans. Looking nice. I can barely get over the fence. They made this fence high enough that it's hard to get over it. Yeah, even Omaha, where you're at, Lisa, you got so many international students that come to your great institution of learning there. Will it focus? It won't focus. There we go. We're in between the. There we go. We're in between the fence columns here. There we go. We can get over the fence right there. Film the bean. Thanks for tuning in to Chicago, everybody. So there's the status of the progress of the construction. Of course, this is going to be. I don't know how they're going to do it in the middle of the wintertime. If they're going to wait for later to start repaving it, or if they're going to do it now. Yeah, I should have said that before the tour guy. Yeah, go over there, be like, you should do this on YouTube or TikTok. I'll steal some of his people he's guiding. I'll be like, follow me. The bean. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Hey, where did this come from?
So there's construction workers in there right now. I saw some videos of. Actually, one of them went viral. They did a Halloween thing where there was they removed one of those big styrofoam chambers underneath the bean there, and the guy was laying in it like it was a coffin, and it went viral. People liked it. You know, it looked like he was being entombed in the bean there. Hey, there's the L going by. Here, hold on a second here. Let me zoom in. Yeah, we'll head right down the street. We got enough time. We got 12:43. We'll walk in the streets there a little bit. Scenes of the city. Oh yeah, we So it's always in my back pocket. If I needed to be a tour guide, I could do a tour guide, you know. I got to really up my game because sometimes, you know, I look stuff up, I have to use the phone. My brain leaks, I get things wrong and misspeak, but that's the nature of speaking live, public speaking. Like everybody, I have a fear of public speaking. It's amazing I can do this because this is a form of public speaking, you know, and it's just, it's kind of different. See, they still have that set up for the outdoor seating. We just left the bean area, Millennium Park here. Oh yeah, hashtags are very important. I try to use hashtags. I'm behind in annotating my videos that I post for hashtags. I cut out some things. I need to go back and add more hashtags to help, so when people search for stuff, they can find it. And yeah, I mean, YouTube's owned by Google, which is a search engine. Hashtags always help because the search engine, you can use those too. Yeah, there's the Frank Gehry. So they still got this fencing set up. I don't know if there's still a curfew in effect or not. We'll wait here. We'll wait to cross the street here. We got 12:44, so I got 15 minutes here. So here, let's look at the street wall of Michigan Avenue. Let me make sure I'm zoomed out all the way. There we go. I'm not even zoomed out all the way. It's getting congested here because look at all these people waiting across the street, and I'm here with them. There's the Cultural Center. That used to be the library, and there's the Smurfit Stone, the stone container building there. Looks like the light's about to change here. There we got. Head over. Head by State Street. Maybe we can go by the marquee of the Chicago Theater, see if they changed it. I think Tony was there the last time. I think they already passed through here, so looks like there's a lot of people. Here's people coming out of or they're going to enter the parking garage here. That's what those lanes are. A lot of people just went into the Cultural Center. Yeah, I know. I feel on TikTok, people, they think it's a video game. They're like, turn right, turn left, back up. Can you check out this address? You know, and you know, they're like, go to this address, pick up a package, and deliver to this guy. I'm like, you're having me deliver, you know, contraband here, you know. And people just want to give directions. You're doing it wrong. They want a joystick. I'm just a robot, like one of those little delivery robots. And now people are really, we knew this was going to happen. People are really messing with those delivery robots. All the geniuses at the .coms and they thought Amazon, they said, oh, we can have these little automatic robotic, because they won't have to pay them nothing. You know, they just have to charge them up and they could go through of course, it's not just homeless people, just teenagers. They tip them over, they rip the stuff out of them, they throw them in the river, you know, just like the scooters. You know, here comes the L, there's the pink line going across there. Welcome to Chicago. We're on Wabash Avenue here. No, not Wabash. Wabash is where we're going across. We're on Washington. There's the Pittsfield Cafe. There's a tour bus. There's some people loading up the tour bus here. They're going on a tour. That's nice. Or they're going to somewhere. maybe it's going to the casino. All those buses you catch in Chinatown that take you out to Indiana. Now you can just go up to the here, let me get across the street here. Let me get across Wabash here. Here comes another train. Well, it's just pulling into the station here, so look at this view on Wabash. There, let's head around Marshall Field. I know it's Macy's, but it still says Marshall Field, Washington and Wabash. Look at that. Yeah, the jewelry department. Yeah, life's a video game. You know, it's all a simulation. You know, it's like the Matrix. You know, we're all just augmented reality. Look at this prime truck, ruining the world. Look at that. That's a vintage skyscraper. Look at the Muddy Waters mural there. You can see it above the Primark. It used to be Old Navy. I don't know if they changed it. There's 7 on State Food Hall. Huh. Chanel. Yeah, like yeah, 12:48. Stop. Hammer time. There's the clock. Look, yeah, there's the Marshall Field clock. Look how nice. It still works. It's got the right time. Got the 12:40, 12:47 or something. We'll walk by. Yeah, let's go up State Street. They got the flags out. Yeah, look at the flags. Look at the sunshine. Yeah. See if there's any window displays. I doubt it. But yeah, they got the awnings out. There's a window display introducing on 34th. What is that? I don't know. There's the subway, Red Line. Betty Boop the musical. The CIBC Theater. Yeah, the flags look nice. Look at the Marina Tower, one of them. It's corn. Big lump with knobs. Kelsey Grammer's all over these digital screens there. It cracks me up there. That's why I said it's always a sign that our civilization's peaked. No offense to Kelsey Grammer, when we can't come up with anything new and we just recycle the same stories over and over again. And I always cite like the Batman movies, Planet of the Apes. You know, it was a good movie, and then we just keep making it over and over again. You know, how many Spider-Mans, how many, you know, it's all superhero movies about like, we need a superhero, we need a Superman. You know, and then they flash to the political ad, you know, and it's just like, save yourself. There's not going to be any superhero to save us, you know. It's like the old heroes and the gods from the Greek and Roman myths. You know, that's what our DC comics are and our Marvel comics are. It's just our modern version of the gods. Hey, the Nederlander Theater's looking nice. Yeah, they changed it. They changed the marquee here. So Chelsea Handler, Nurse Blake. Here's Randolph. But look how nice the Chicago Theater looks there in the sun. With the Marina Tower behind it. Got the bike station. Thanks, Tara. Yeah. Thanks for getting where I'm coming from. The whole world's gone sideways. It just, people would rather believe a conspiracy theory because the truth's too hard to handle, you know, and that's what we're all use your illusion, you know. Reality's a mass hallucination, you know, and that's what we're all floating off in all different directions because the internet, you can like choose your own reality and find misinformation to back up our misconceptions. Here's the Chicago Theater. Look how nice that looks in the sun. And look at the side. Oh, see, I'm walking off the edge. Look at this alley. Look at the density of this alley. Yeah, you go behind the scenes, iconic. Yeah, you could book a tour. They'll take you right up in there. There, there's Channel 7, the Gene Siskel Film Center. We film that all the time. I wonder if these doors are open. Nope, it's locked. We'll try it someday. There you go, the Medieval Torture Center. Chris, I don't know if anybody's checked this out. Let's see. See, people like to be scared. It's better than a haunted house. Just see the real history of how humans have treated each other, and that's scary enough. And continue to treat each other. Reality's scarier than the haunted house. So I see a big giant Chiquita banana over here. Let's see if we can film this. So yeah, this is State Street. We're underneath the L tracks at State and Lake, and of course we filmed this before this thing. But there's a giant banana up here. I never noticed this. We're in the middle of State Street, just south of Wacker, between Wacker and Lake. Here's the Wit Hotel. I think they got a roof deck. Let's check out this banana peel. Slip on this banana peel. It's not Chiquita, but it's similar. Yeah. Yeah, I've never gone inside the medieval torture. I just like the fact that it's there right next to the Chicago Theater. It's funny. Look at this giant banana peel. Welcome to Chicago. We're by we're on State Street in the middle of it, just south of Wacker, and there's this park in the middle of the street, and they got, you see like this median, and they got a giant banana peel sculpture. I like this. I don't know how long this has been here. I might have walked by it and never noticed it. Look how there's this banana peel. We're a city with the peel. Yeah. Look at the pigeons, they like it. They got these trees up here. Look how nice that looks. Giant banana peel in the middle of the street. State Street, that great street. I'm disturbing the pigeons here. Isn't that nice? You see that? Yeah. Thanks, AC, Tara, and Angel. It's appealing. You got it right, Michael. Thanks. Yeah, save your money. Don't go to the torture museum. It's torture. It's torture just to pay to see that. You go to the museum where it's called being nice to each other. No one will go to that museum. Everybody wants to see the torture and the blood and the gore. Look at that view. Here we go. So we got the John Hancock on the left, the Wrigley Building, and you can see the Onion Dome of the Intercontinental Hotel. It's corn. Big lump with knobs. Yeah. So let's just head this way. It always looks better in the sun. Hopefully we'll get this weather tomorrow when they lift the bridges. I don't know if they're going to lift the bridges tomorrow. I'll have to check the web page. It's always a game day decision. They got a web page that tells the sailboat people if they're lifting the bridges or not. Usually they do it around lunchtime on Wednesdays and Saturdays. There's McCormick and Schmick's. We go to McCormick and Schmick's. Yeah, it sounds like Ohio. You got the clouds we had yesterday. We was real gloomy. Sardines. They got a gift shop in Times Square to sell sardines. That's great. There you go. They got something for everybody. Yeah, King Kong dropped that banana. That's awesome. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for tuning in. That's good. Everything's bigger scale in the city. Including the names on people's buildings. Look, there's another clock. There's the nice clock on the corner of the Jewelers Building. That's the Jewelers Building. See how it says time? I don't know if Time Life. I think Time Life used to be in the IBM building, but Time Life, of course, had offices in New York City. Look how nice. Wabash. They're working on the street there. 17th Church of Christ Scientists. Look how nice that looks. That's Harry Weiss was the architect of that modernist church there. Looks like the spaceship. I call it with affection. I like it. It's an interesting, especially at the bottom, how it opens up there and lets light. Art Deco, the 1920s. Where we go inside and check out the map. And here's the back of the Carbon and Carbide. I got to make sure I don't walk into a bollard. There's Garland Court. Hey, Anita. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks. Oh, AC. So you're Anita from Anita. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. I appreciate it. Yeah, it takes me a while to learn everybody's different handles because people got different names on different platforms. So thanks. You've been tuning in for a while, and I didn't know it was you. So thanks, Anita and Chris, two of my great moderators on TikTok, and you helped me out so much. And I appreciate you for taking the time even to watch here on YouTube. I appreciate it. You can just passively watch, and we can interact, which is great. So thanks, yeah. Thanks, Anita. Thanks, Chris, and anybody else, everybody else. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. There, we find ourselves back at Michigan Avenue. We got 1258. Look at this beautiful sunshine. Look how nice that looks. Look how nice the vista up to the Wrigley Building, John Hancock. North Michigan Avenue. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Yeah, Anita, thank you. Thank you, Chris. Jen's here too. That's great. Dolores is here. I know Dolores always tunes in. Tara always tunes in. Chris always tunes in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. And everybody else, Michael, Sharon, everybody, you guys are great. Thanks so much for helping me out. And hopefully it's useful. And yeah, so I'll be back on TikTok tonight. And I'll go down Mohawk Street tonight. We haven't gone down Mohawk. We'll see if we can find some more Halloween decorations. We found some new ones last night, and we'll ease on into the evening and see what's happening in the city tonight. So have a good one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy this sunshine if you can, and we'll talk to you later there. Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks, Lisa. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lisa, you always tune in, and I appreciate your good perspective, and you've helped me out. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later from Chicago. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, everybody.